In the early 1950s, a young local fisherman by the name of Jack Lane built a 42-foot fishing boat in his backyard shed in Kingston with the help of Ron Steele. Jack Lane was my great-grandfather. His boat was called the Tamara.
I'm the daughter of Jack Lane from Kingston. I have 4 siblings, all older than me. Dad was born in Narracourt in 1912 and lived most of his life in and around Kingston. During the war he was an aircraft engineer. He built 3 boats, one before the war, the Curlew, the Tamara in the 1950s and the Mako in the mid-60s. This is the photo of the Tamara when it was built in the shed at the backyard at Kingston. My 2 brothers and the Steele boys are there because Ronnie Steele helped Dad build the boat. And this one's the boat when it's heading down to be launched.
Jack owned his boat for 7 years before handing it over to local fisherman Ross Gribble. It remained within the Gribble family for almost 20 years. In 1969, Graham Gribble took the boat over from his father. The boat's name was changed from the Tamara to the Cape Jaffa, as there was already a vessel registered with the name Tamara. As they were fishing from Cape Jaffa at the time, they changed the name of the boat to Cape Jaffa.
My name is Graham Gribble. I sold the Cape Jaffa to Bob Walton in 1972. Bob fished the vessel for 1 season, then sold the vessel to Harry Westlakes.
In September 1973, the vessel was on its way to Port Adelaide with 2 deckhands and the skipper to undergo some minor repairs ready for the summer cray season. The vessel was in touch with Safcoal factory based in Kingston on a Wednesday morning. After the vessel failed to arrive by the next day, a wide-scale search along the coastline began. This involved South Australian Sea Rescue, the SA Police launch and Royal Australian Air Force aircraft. After a week, the search was abandoned with no hope of locating survivors or the vessel. After 38 years of not knowing where the vessel had sunk, Steve Seville, a keen and passionate diver, contacted the Kingston community to share information on the location of the wreck.
My name is Steve. I've been undertaking research of wrecks around South Australia and revisited a little known wreck that I have been diving for a number of years called the Cape Jaffa, as told to me by other divers. Whilst undertaking research, I learnt that the Kingston community had no information about this specific site. I wanted to be sure it was the Cape Jaffa, so I videoed the wreck and I showed that video to Gifford Chapman. Gifford is an authority on wooden boats in South Australia. Gifford referred me on to Graham Gribble, a previous owner of the Cape Jaffa. Gifford felt that Graham would be able to assist in the identification of this wreck.
You are looking at the hydraulic cray pot hauler, which was custom fitted by myself. This, along with the shark reel configuration, clearly identifies this wreck as the Cape Jaffa.
On confirming that the wreck was the Cape Jaffa, a couple of people from the Kingston community, as well as myself, contacted family members of the crew that had lost their life. Information on the location of the wreck and as well a video link was provided.
My name is Madison Laurie, and during this time I was the coastal leader journalist. For many years there'd been a great deal of speculation on the whereabouts of the Cape Jaffa vessel and what had happened to it. It now meant that people could find comfort knowing its final resting spot. The community was able to find their final bit of closure.
This year marks the 40th year to the sinking of the Cape Jaffa, the ex-Tamara.